back and forth.
How's the Redneck Show is a big hit, right?
It is. I think it's the #1 show on country music television. I love being in business with these guys. It's a great demo for me, and it's a great fit. And, you know, we never rest on our laurels. You always want to strive and go for bigger and better things. So with this season, last year we set a premier record for our season premiere. This year, I'm hoping that we'll break that, and the show will do even higher numbers. So I'm very happy, but not satisfied yet with what we have.
Where do contestants come from?
The contestants come from all over the place in the South. Many this season come from Kentucky, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi. Most of these have been from the South. I'm looking forward to when we have some from Wisconsin, from the Northeast.
Maybe a Jewish guy
Maine.
from New York.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, I want to be able to push this thing to be as big as it can be.
All right, you Broken Skull. How'd you name that?
I got one for you.
That's the name of the ranch. You're a weird guy, Steve. Go ahead.
I'm a weird guy,
okay.
and I got told that by Larry King, so it must be true.
That's a compliment. Yeah. In the weird, in the best sense.
Oh, I know. So anyway, I wrestled for about, give or take, 15 years, and I'd always been wanting to buy a ranch in South Texas. I should have bought years before I did when prices were cheaper, but being that as it was, I bought the ranch, and anytime you buy a ranch, you got to have a cool name for it, and I figured, with everything that I had to do to buy this place, I literally had to break my skull. So that's why I called it the Broken Skull Ranch.
You're a hunter, right?
Yes, sir, proudly so.
You think hunting's misinterpreted? Is it a sport? I mean, the animal don't have a chance, does he?
Well, it all depends on, what you determine a sport. I mean, is it a sporting event? No, but it is, man versus, I'm a white-tailed deer guy, so it's me trying to outsmart that white-tailed deer.
But you have a gun.
Well, absolutely.
The white-tailed deer.
And I'm getting into more archery stuff. But
really?
It's funny because my wife is a vegetarian, and owning my ranch, it's a lot of deer management. We're trying to grow big deer, and all of my deer are native South Texas deer. And so my wife is not going to shoot anything. She's not going to kill anything, and she's not going to eat any meat. But she can go to her deer stand, and she can have her binoculars and her camera, and she can enjoy the place and the process as much as I can without killing. As far as the killing or the taking of an animal's life goes, I'm a responsible hunter. I make a responsible shot. I eat what I kill. So I stand up for my rights as a hunter, and I'm very proud to be a hunter.
What do you make of gun control?
The gun control issue is an ongoing nightmare to me. Most of the people who are doing to me, a lot of the random stuff or stupid things with guns these days, I don't know that a background check would catch them.
So what stronger measures would you take?
You know what? If you commit a gun crime in the United States, I think you ought to be punished to the nth degree.
Quick, what they do in England.
Well,
England, if you use a gun in a commitment of a crime, it tacks on 5 years no matter what it was.
Right.
Whereas you go into a 7-Eleven, never take the gun out of your pocket, rob a candy bar, 5 more years just for having a gun.
Right. Hey, man, when there is a serious repercussion to be had, people pay attention a little bit more quickly. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
Coming up, Steve will sound off on the state of pro wrestling today. That's right after the break. We're back with Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He hosts country music television's hit competition series Redneck Island and has his own podcast show. I'm going to go on that show, right?
If you'll be on will you be on the Steve Austin show?
Yes.
All right, we're going to book it.
Okay. You book big name guests and all kinds of people
Yeah, and I've only got about 13 episodes, maybe 15 episodes under my belt so far, and part of that time I was in Mexico working. So a lot of times, and I didn't even have any internet when that was going on, so a lot of times I've just got to work with what I've got to create a show, because when you have a content deadline, you've got to turn something in. But to answer your question, people like you and all walks of life, absolutely.
I'm going to enjoy doing it. Okay. Oh, you got a favorite wrestler today? Someone in the Steve mode?
I don't know if there's anybody.
There'll never be another Steve.
I don't think there'll ever be another Steve guy. I currently like, right now, I think John Cena's the face of the company. But if I had to say one guy, I got to go CM Punk.
Yeah?
I like the attitude. I like what he does in the ring. He's very creative. He's very safe. He's very entertaining.
You were noted for your stunner, right?
Yes, sir. I
What was that move?
You know,
Don't do it to me.
I know. Basically, the setup was a kick to the gut to kind of bend them over and put them in position. And then I would turn to them and put their chin on my shoulder, grab the back of their head. I would drop down to sit on my butt in a rapid-fire fashion. So when I hit, they basically jolted their bottom of their chin and their throat on my shoulder. Very effective.
You're all friends, aren't you? Didn't it hurt to hurt someone?
Well, most of the time,
guys get hurt.
Most time it didn't hurt, but do guys get hurt in the ring? Absolutely. When you got guys in there 250 pounds plus flying around those rings, and sometimes you've been on the road for weeks and weeks at a time, and timing gets off, and things happen as they do. And anytime you're dealing with gravity and the laws of physics, and you don't always land flat, and sometimes you start landing in stages, that's when the whips occur, and that's when things start getting messed up.
Do you ever, I know it's show business. I know I've been to Monday nights. I know it's kind of rehearsed. Have you ever been in the ring where the crowd's going nuts and you get a little nuts that forget about everything else? You want to really trample this guy, where it goes beyond that into really harmful things.
No, absolutely.
Never happened.
No, absolutely honest.
Always keep in mind show.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
It is a show, because if it was out of the mindset, then I would have been in the UFC or MMA. But it's all about the show. It's all about taking that crowd on a ride. And that's where the psychology comes in, because, you know, you do something to elicit a response. Based on that response, you proceed accordingly. So it's a thinking man's game out there. The guys that are successful in that business are very smart guys. Don't mean they can't screw up in life, but they're very smart guys and have a feel and an ear for that audience.
And you knew how to be a character, right? You had to stay in character. You were stone cold.
You know, when it finally turned out to what Stone Cold actually was, it was like I said earlier.
Yeah.
It was just as far as me in a competitive environment, turning my volume from 1 to 10.
I'll name